Hey everybody, welcome back to another Featured Friday here at Let's Go Geo, where we are analyzing different rocks, minerals, and features in the field, and we have a little fun at trying to guess what we've got going on. So today, this is what I have for you. I have this hunk of rock here, and this interesting band going on there that's shiny looking, shining back at me right within there. So let's take a look and see what we have. And the question we have today is, do we have gold? Did we find gold here? So if you're out and about, let's get a good view of it here. If you're out and about and you find something like this band of sparkly, golden looking, shimmering stuff, shining back at you, and you say, wow, I think I found gold. How do you know? Did you find gold? Well, this will be an example today. So I want you to take a guess first, drop your comment, drop your guess in the comments, and then we'll go from there. So don't cheat, don't look ahead, just, take a guess, drop it in the comments for fun. Let's see what different guesses we have. What is this? Is it gold? If yes, how do you know? If no, what do you think it is? You don't have to answer all that, but do we have gold is the question. So again, you can see some pretty nice sparkly material, metallic looking material. It's definitely metallic. I'll try to get some other views of it here for you too. Let's just do some zooming here and see if we can get a little closer look. There we go. Okay, let me get situated here. Okay, there we go. Now look at that little band there, and let's take a closer analysis of it. So there we go. We're just kind of check it out, see what we've got going on, see if we have gold here. Take a good look at that. So the thing is there's one particular mineral or group of minerals you have to be careful with. There's a couple, and I want to talk about that more here, and I will. But there's one that will trick us every time, and it actually has a name because of this. So what we likely have here, make sure you have your guesses down there in the comments, because what we likely have here is actually, I'm just going to call it iron sulfide. So if you take a look at some of those, let's see, right in there. Let's zoom a little more here. Maybe if I put it down here, it'll work. Let's just take a look right in here. There, it's very small, right? And this is actually typically more the case of what you come across in the field. You're not coming across, big gold nuggets. So you're going to come across these small pieces that are going to be difficult to analyze in the field. You'd actually probably have to have it analyzed by a lab to see if there's any small traces of gold still in there. It's not wanting to zoom or to focus, I guess. Let's try to zoom out a little more. It doesn't like that. There we go. So what you want to look for are the fact that if you look really close, you start getting that gleam, and it's a bit more of a blocky crystal going on there, right? So there, we kind of get that gleam. Not saying it's a perfect cube per se, but it's definitely got a crystal face there, and it's a bit more blocky. Now that would not be typical of gold. Now, it doesn't exactly rule out the chance that there's not some very trace amount of gold. It often occurs with minerals like this, but it tells us that this stuff that we're seeing here is not gold, so that's not a good sign. But this feature, like I said, I'm going to call it an iron sulfide instead of saying pyrite. It's probably pyrite, but we can get other similar minerals, and they all fall into a classification of an iron sulfide, and they will look like pyrite. We can also get some other similar, they'll typically be a little more brassy looking, and sometimes, like pyrite comes in pretty nice perfect cube, so it'll have this golden brassy tinge to it, and it'll be a cube. Well, that's your first hint. If you find a cube, it's not gold, it's pyrite. Those come in cubic forms, but then they'll also be more, say, like, I don't know, like triangular, or they have, sometimes the shapes are pretty irregular and it's not a perfect cube. But if it has kind of the look of, one of those structures, then you're probably dealing with something like pyrite or its relative. So iron sulfides is what I call them. And I think that's what we have going on mostly here in this feature. So, too bad we don't necessarily have gold. Again, technically you'd have this crushed and assayed and you would see if there's any traces in there, but I can show you another interesting hint, is that this is actually from one of our core pieces that I collected, a broken core. And so since they discarded it, it's probably not full of gold at least. And like I said, if you've ever heard of fool's gold, that's actually what pyrite is. So pyrite has the name fool's gold because it was a pretty good one at tricking people. But there are those hints: crystal shape and sort of more of a brassy color, 2 of them, and also then you can get it tested. But something that is tricky is pyrite can occur with gold and other precious metals, so we often find it. And actually, pyrite's a pretty cool mineral to collect, especially when you find large. They can get quite large, so there can be cubes like this size, right? So a brassy golden cube, metallic-y, perfect, almost perfect cube. So we'll do some pyrite collecting here someday soon. I've already done some. I have some samples I can show you, and maybe we'll head out and check out some more. But that's our little fun for today. We are dealing more with iron sulfides, and quite a beautiful piece nonetheless. Lots of shimmering going on there, but if you find that in the field, keep that in mind. I will talk more about some gold imposters. I think that'll be a fun discussion, so stay tuned here at Let's Go Geo. We'll do at least a video or a series on gold imposters, cover some of those minerals and things you'll find in the field that might trick you. And otherwise, I will see you guys on the next Friday for a featured Friday, or here for the next field adventure here at Let's Go Geo.